All right, here we go. So, okay. I would take that out altogether because you've already said she's the director, and it doesn't add anything to say she's famous. Hello, Marianne. When you do this, it's a verite style war film.
What does that mean?
Verite means it tries to make it as close to reality as possible. Oh. Yeah, and you need to find. I don't know where you get the E with an acute accent. Yeah. I don't think the director of the film has used this to address the tension between the characters. I think this is a kind of set piece action sequence. Do we see them arguing? There are many more scenes, I think, where we see Sanborn and the other character arguing.
Yeah.
You know, there's not so much interaction. In fact, they're working together for their survival. So I disagree with that. I don't think he's a... Kai, can you... you're being recorded on here, so you need to get on with your coursework, please. And I've said this already. Have you watched the whole film?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, the Ralph Fiennes character only comes in for that tiny little scene. Yeah. Then he's dead. Then we go on. So he's not an important character. He's not tragically dead. We don't care that much about him dying. Yes, it's tense as they are pinned down. But so you need to say something like he's a British character who the team have encountered, his special forces. And the most important thing is that they're really experienced in bomb disposal, but then suddenly this guy who's a kind of special forces person who's experienced with what's going on, the skirmishes out in the desert, is dead, so they haven't got that kind of experience with them. The pace of the editing slows to focus on the emotions and tensions of the situation. This is not something you need to say at this point. Let's just say that instead. I wouldn't say pretty well. I would just say trace the life of the American army. Okay, again, I know what you're doing here. You're trying to say, okay, it's good, it's effective film, but it's better to just be objective about it. I'll give you an example. It would be like saying Macbeth is a really good play. Everybody kind of knows that Hurt Locker is a great film. It's won Oscars and things like that. Like everybody knows that Shakespeare writes great plays. So you don't need to say that. All you really need to do is give the summary of the plot and then move on to your sequence. Okay. You need to say something along the lines like this is Bigelow uses a handheld camera here, okay, because it's a bit informal to say the camera appears to be shaking. It's not an accident. She's deliberately used a shaky handheld camera. That's the term for it. Let's say this brings a realistic feel to the scene, encouraging the audience to become more involved with the action. At that point, or at this point in the film. Okay, I'm sort of editing as we go along, yeah? Let's hope you can see it this time. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Yeah, so this is very good. The unprepared, unrehearsed filming of reality. Did I say that? No, you said it.
I just found a definition.
Yeah, and you could say something along the lines of creating the same feel as news footage.
Yeah.
It's like a
that's
journalist
what I said
there, isn't it? Oh, sorry.
Live news footage would have.
Yeah. Sorry. I would say create rather than could achieve, and creates an unplanned documented feel. Yeah. I would say the rifle magazine covered in blood, because otherwise it makes you think, what was there, a copy of 442 there or something? Yeah. I wouldn't call him William James, just call him James. Just need to say something there as he focuses on the he's looking through the telescopic sight, isn't he?
Yeah.
As he focuses on the telescopic sight. Yes, good. Where's the slow motion on the bullet? What happens there?
So it gets shot and then the bullet drops to the floor and just bounces off the ground.
Okay, so is it?
It's slow motion.
Is it cartridge or the bullet? Is it the case, the shell case? Does it have the pointy bit at the end?
Yeah, I think.
Let's just have a look.
It's like when the bullet gets shot.
And it's the shell casing.
Yeah.
Stay low, 2 KIA. Correction, 3 KIA grid.
Oh, it's terrible quality.
Yep, up. Coming off.
I think it's towards the end.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter. If it's just it's called a shell casing. If it's just that bit, full bullet would have the
it's just towards the end of the
slug on the end. All right, so call it a shell casing. Okay. Okay. We always talk about the film as if it's happening now. Yeah. So is the crucial part. Are used point of view shots. If you're putting POV in, then you need to do. Yeah, I think you need to something more like, because you've said this about the camera work, to encourage the audience to identify with the character's situation, something like that. I would say eliminate rather than assassinate, because assassinate is what you do to people that you have chosen as targets, and they haven't really chosen them as targets, have they? They're just in a fight with them. I think you need to specify who this is you're talking about. I don't know who you're talking about here.
I think it's Sanborn. Is it Sanborn?
Yeah, so you need to say, is Sanborn the one at shooting?
No, it's the other one. I can't remember his name.
So Tell us
Yeah,
who it
Sam
is.